Welcome everyone to a special edition of Roundtable Discussions in collaboration with the Montclarian. My name's Robert O'Connor, and I will be your host for today. Today we're going to be discussing my review of Stranger Things 2, which you can find online at themontclarian.org. So the way these special edition shows are going to work is the writer of the review will host the roundtable, accompanied by fellow Montclarian movie or TV show reviewers. I'm joined here today by Diego Toya and Carlos Andrade. Thanks for coming, guys. So, what did you guys think of Season 2?
I thought Stranger Things Season 2 was fantastic. This was one of my most anticipated seasons of the entire year because I really loved Stranger Things Season 1. I thought it was one of the best shows to come out in Netflix in a while. So when Season 2 was announced, I was incredibly excited. And I gotta say, it met my expectations. I'm not sure if I like it more than Season 1. I think they're literally on par with each other, which is a great thing because both seasons were incredible. So I loved it. I binge watched it in like 2 days. I watched I think 6 episodes, and on the second day I watched it, so I was very entertained. I thought it was great.
That's awesome. What about you, Carlos?
Yeah, I like Season 2 a lot too. I thought it was really cool. I didn't prefer it as much as Season 1. I think it's like a little below for me. I did think Season 2 had better like surprise moments. I was definitely more shocked at certain things that happened in Season 2 with the cliffhangers at the end of certain episodes, but overall I really liked it. It wasn't as consistent as Season 1, but it was still a really fun time.
Yeah. So there's a lot to unpack here. Let's just jump into it. First one, let's do Dustin and Steve. They were one of my favorite pairings of the entire season. I just thought they really worked off each other really well. They were like funny, but not like in a corny way. It was all just felt like realistic and cool. And I don't know, I really liked it. How did you guys feel about them?
I thought one of the most surprising things about Season 2 was the character of Steve. Steve was a character who I didn't really like in the first season. In fact, I found him kind of obnoxious, and I was hoping that in Season 2, because I knew he was going to be in Season 2, so I was hoping in some way he was just apart from the show, but he actually turned out to be one of my favorite characters after the season ended, so I really think the relationship with him and Dustin, and just him as a character, how he grew, was just really fascinating to see. And yeah, like you said, like their relationship was, they had really good chemistry, and I think chemistry is one of the strongest factors in the show, just the characters, they really feel like they're actual friends in real life, and they just, it feels so natural.
Yeah, like all the relationships feel real, even not just theirs, like Joyce and everybody.
The mother and the son, and just like the 4 main kids, it's just.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's all so well acted.
Oh yeah.
What did you guys what did you think of the new character?
Max?
Yeah.
At first, I figured I was gonna hate her. She just kind of seems superfluous and unnecessary. But then, I don't know. As the season came along, I don't know. I thought she was cool. Like she added a kind of different kind of element to it. She wasn't my favorite, but she was okay. I liked her better than her brother, who I did not care for.
Yeah, her brother was actually, to me, one of the weaker parts of the season. I didn't even think his character was that necessary.
No, he really didn't do much of anything. And I mean, all over like my Twitter and everything, people are so obsessed with him, and I don't know. I don't really see it.
Yeah,
He's one
but
of the
she was
weaker.
really cool.
No, yeah, Max was cool.
I pretty much agree with everything you said about Max. At first, I didn't really know what to expect. She seemed like the kind of character that was just causing unnecessary tension and drama with the characters. Because as the season goes on, you can tell that Dustin feels some sort of way with her, and the other kid, what's his name? Lucas. Yes, thank you. And some kind of tension between Mike and another character that reprises her role from the first season, 11. So, but as the time went on, I actually grew to her. I thought she was a good character. I liked it. I don't think she was one of the best, but I thought she was good. And in terms of the brother, I mean, I do kind of agree he was a little unnecessary, but honestly, I think a good actor, what he does is, because I didn't like his character in a way that he was just a complete jerk. He was really mean, and I thought the actor did a good job of making you hate the character, because every time he was on screen, you're like, wow, this guy is just, it's like the worst kind of brother,
And I feel like the wardrobe department did that too, or the makeup or whatever, because that mullet was just not
80s.
great.
Yeah,
it
right?
was real 80s. So
Yeah.
Thankfully, we've progressed past that time.
Right?
Something I thought was really cool was Nancy and Jonathan, their whole storyline, I really didn't see coming with their whole, trying to take down the lab, and they were, investigative journalism. I don't know. I thought that was really cool, and that was, probably my favorite thing in the season, just watching them try to take down the man, which is kind of an 80s thing, but pretty universal, and I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I liked that a lot, too, and I like that sort of the set-off for that was basically, Barb, and how they dealt with that. Because that was one of, the biggest moments in season one that people like were affected by is like Barb's death.
Yeah. So how did you guys feel about the Demidogs? Because personally, I wasn't really a fan of them. What did you guys think?
Personally, I didn't mind them as much as other people did. I know one of the major complaints of this season was the Demidogs, but I thought they were okay. I don't think they were as frightening as like the first monster in the first season, but I thought they were cool. I enjoyed them for what they were, and honestly, I think one of the major improvements in season 2 was actually the visual effects. So I thought the visual effects
Yeah.
on them actually looked really
I mean,
cool.
they definitely had a
So-
bigger budget, so they
Oh, yeah,
got
yeah.
to spend it on like more Demodogs instead of one Demogorgon, or yeah, Demogorgon.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I felt like they just seemed to kind of anticlimactic to me almost. What do you think? Carlos?
I felt like the Demodogs were sort of setting up something bigger,
It's possible.
like they were sort of like henchmen or something, and then we didn't get what the bigger thing was, and I feel like that's coming in the next season.
You know, I didn't even think of that. That's true.
Yeah.
They could be. They're probably set up for something more coming.
Oh yeah, no, there's no question about it. Yeah,
I knew that.
there's some setup.
So Joyce, played by Winona Ryder, of course. She's might be like my favorite mom on TV right now. There's just something about her. She's so realistic. Like she believes them right away about the whole Upside Down, so we don't have to spend the first like 6 episodes of her being like, "Oh, I don't know." Like, come on, Will. Like she's in it and like she's fighting and she's like hard and I don't know. Cannot say enough good things about her. Do you guys feel the same way? Because I know there are a lot of like Winona Ryder haters. How do you guys feel?
No, I agree 100%. I really want to get the hate for her. I think she's a great character. And yeah, she's very protective, but you can totally understand why, you know, like season 1,
Yeah.
there's been so much trauma that happened, and you can't just expect, you know, everything to go back to normal. Season 2, of course, things are going to happen, and, you know, there's going to be an aftermath to deal with, but I thought she played the character perfectly, and I might agree with you. She might be the best mom on TV.
I'm hard pressed to find a mother better than her on television.
Right?
Yeah,
What do
I
you
think
think?
Winona Ryder was like already iconic, but like she
Mhm.
dropped into this role. I think it's really amazing. You can see it sort of in her eyes how much she like loves her son, and she's like really committed to
No,
this
totally.
role. I think she embodies the part really well, and
And I mean, I know it's not exclusive for season 2, because of course season 1 took place in the 80s as well, but she's such like an icon of that decade, and to have her playing the mother in a show set in the 80s, I just think it's just so smart, and she's just crushing it. So then I guess we should probably talk a little bit, not to get too deep into spoilers, but I guess we should talk a little bit about Eleven, because she was kind of the main focal point of the first season, and well, I guess season 2's slightly more of an ensemble than the first season. She's still like a pretty lead character. So how did you guys feel about her evolution this season?
I actually liked the character development they showed with her character. We get to learn more about her. You know, we get without any spoilers, we get to know more about her past and more of things that happened to her prior to the events that we see in season 1. And I thought it was fascinating. There is one episode, episode 7, which
Very divisive.
yeah, it's very divisive to say the least, and it is mainly focused on her. I don't think the problem with the episode was necessarily her, because I think Millie Brown, who's the actress who plays Eleven, I think consistently she's fantastic.
Millie
And
Bobby
she's
Brown is
incredible
pretty
in
great.
She's amazing.
season 1 and in season 2. Yeah, she's great.
I'm curious to see
So
what she's gonna do.
episode 7 wasn't really her. She wasn't really the problem with the episode. It's just I feel like it focused on a lot of characters I really didn't care for.
Yeah. I
And
agree.
I felt like it kind of went on too long, especially since the end of episode 6. It was a huge cliffhanger.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, what's going to happen next?
then
And
you
then
have to sit-
we get a
sit in
solo
Pittsburgh.
story, and then it's not as interesting
I agree.
as like the other
Yeah.
episodes. So
What did you think, Carlos?
I really liked Eleven in the season. I'm glad we got sort of a personal backstory, and I was also kind of touched at her relationship with Hopper because of what happened
Yeah.
with his daughter and how she never had a father figure.
I agree.
So they sort of needed each other, and I thought that was very natural. I didn't have as much of a problem with episode 7 because I felt like it showed the other side of the 80s, which was like the punk movement. Because the 80s wasn't just like Steven Spielberg and Stephen King. It
Yeah,
was,
that's true. It did almost have like a Lost Boys kind of feel to
yeah,
it.
so it showed the other side of it. And I think what episode 7 made people realize that Stranger Things is a show and not a movie. And I think
true.
people were very used to like this sort of long movie format. And I think that episode was the first realization that people were like, wait, this is actually a TV show. We can focus on one character
true.
for a specific episode. The side characters in that episode though were redundant and
Oh, yeah.
they weren't developed.
Yeah, they kind of felt like something
Yeah.
I've seen on like a million other like poorly done TV shows
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That kind of seemed like the weak moment of the season to me.
Definitely, yeah.
But I mean, overall, the whole rest of it was so strong that it doesn't even really matter, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely, like without question. And one thing I would like to add is Eleven was my favorite character in the first season, and I think she's great. in this season, but I got to tell you, the actor who plays Will, I believe his name is Noah Schnaps, he is phenomenal. Like, he deserves an Emmy for
Yeah,
his
he
performance.
really-
I couldn't
really
believe
got
how great he was.
Yeah.
I don't know where they find these child actors, but
Yeah, they're all so good.
Yeah,
They're
there's not a weak
great.
link in the entire bunch. So then, real quick, what did you? How do you guys feel about season 3? Are you guys excited? Are you guys ready for like a year-long break?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there like day one.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna absolutely be
mean,
seeing
I'm
season
sure I
3
will
as soon as
too.
it comes out.
I'm
So
really pumped for season 3. I think it's gonna be great, and I'm excited to see how the characters develop with their relationships and whatnot.
Yeah, the one thing the Duffer brothers seem to be doing really well is like organic like character development. So and spreading it out amongst multiple seasons seems to be a really strong idea on their part. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens next and where we evolve to.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be cool. Well, that'll be all for today. Be sure to check us out in other future roundtable shows coming out very soon. My name's Robert O'Connor, and thanks for watching.